Morning. So today we have actually got a plan in mind. We're going to go to the prison museum / war place. Shows you around and what was happening in the war times. So yeah, that should be alright. Bit of information. Alright, first stop off is at the orange juice, just round the corner from where I'm staying. Yeah, roasting, get an orange juice on the route to the museum now. So coconuts, sweet corns, whatever this stuff is here, waters, pancakes, munchies, coconuts, watermelons, gasoline. Yeah man. So you've got the essentials, lighters, cigarettes. So when in Vietnam and you see these little things on the road, you can get drinks, you can get gasoline, you get a lighter if you lose your lighter. Proper little handy places. There it is, orange juice on the side of the road. Wow, refreshing. Pulled up to get a munch. Some Vietnamese pork and eggs I think I'm going to get. Cooking it fresh every day on the barbecue. Xin chào. Hello. Yeah, I'm going to get pork and egg, I think. Pork and egg, they've got chicken and rice, broken rib rice, braised catfish, bitter melon soup, yam soup, pao lu, whatever that is, cow lap chow, braised howling fish. So doing it now. How much? 30,000. 90 pence, guys. Thank you. And I'll give her a tip. Come on. Thank you. Little 20 tip there for the lady. Look, she's buzzing. Find a spot to eat this munch. Yeah, so if anyone's looking for cheap food in Vietnam, well, Vietnamese local food, it's called Cong. They're called Cong. It's normally yellow and blue, or blue and red. Cong. Look out for Cong. Really cheap. That just costs them dong around about 90-85p. Can't go wrong, mate. Right, so I need a SIM card, so I'll come into the phone shop for a month. Cost 170,000 dong. I got 30,000 dong back. Which is about, don't know, work it out. Yeah, it's about a fiver. 170,000 dong is about £5. SIM card for the month. Can't go wrong. 5G and all that. Right, where's the motorbike? There. Motorbike, go and eat this food that I brought then. Right then, so I found a lovely spot to eat this grub that I brought off the street lady. So you get pork, rice, 2 egg, noodles, a bit of cucumber, carrot, some soup and some sauce, and for 85p. Wow, you can't go wrong. With a view. Yeah, got a piece of pork here. Lovely taste. Like I say, for 85p you cannot go wrong. But then, as you can see, it's all gone. 85p, fucking pucker. Right then, on the way to this museum, war prison museum thing now. So I'll see you in a bit. Right then, so we're currently 34 miles away. No, 34 minutes away. Yeah. So we're en route now. Right then, we've run out of gasoline. Well, we're nearly running out of gasoline. So we're going to put some in now. Oh, Sally. Nearly ran me over there, mush. How much? 80,000 dong, which is £2.30. Come on, thank you. 20 dong change, 20,000 dong change. So stopped off for another drink quickly before we get to this museum. Another little hut on the side of the road. Yeah, so a little bit. Come on. And another one. So we've arrived at the museum place. Let's find a parking spot then. So we're off the bike now, walking up to the museum. So coming up to the entrance of it now, it's just full of barbed wires. Barbed wire fences, about 10 of them in a row. Fucking hell, imagine trying to escape that then. Be shredded meat trying to get over there, kid. Must be the watchtowers up there. If anyone escapes or fucking about. So this prison museum we're just about to walk into is about when the Americans and the Vietnamese had war. So yeah, we'll see what it's about. Yeah, so we're just walking in now. So they would have had dogs on guard. Yeah, guarding the people. More dogs and guards down there. See? Wow, look at that. So is that how they had people in the cages like that, just fucking rotting away? Bearing in mind it's like 30 degrees, mosquitoes, flies. These guys would have been getting ate alive. Literally. So this is some information about the barbed wires. Barbed wire made tiger cage. This is one of the most barbarous inventions that American puppet government used to torture prisoners at Phu Quoc jail. This was called tiger cage. Actually, no tigers. Any jail branch had 2 or 3 cages. The cage was made by thickly knitted barbed wire on surrounding sides and on the top. There were many kinds of cages with different sizes, like 1 prisoner cage or 3 to 5. Fucking hell. There were cages in which the prisoners had to lie on the island sand or on the barbed wire. In some cages, prisoners couldn't lie but stand stand and sit with a stoop. Wow, fucking madness. With a stoop, right where we at. Just with a small move or change in their postures could prisoners be torn by the barbed wire in these cages. Yeah, you can imagine any movement in there, you're gonna rip yourself. Any itch or when you're sleeping, fuck it out. All the cages were laid outdoors. The prisoners who were imprisoned in the cage were not allowed to wear any clothes except shorts. So yeah, they was just allowed to wear shorts like this, nothing else, just shorts. They had to bear sunny, rainy and foggy weather all day and night, despite mosquitoes and gadflies stinging. They were provided with just a little rice and salt, sometimes no salt, a few mugs of water, and they had to pee and poop right inside the cage. So you can imagine shitting and pissing in there, moving around, getting bit by all the bugs. Ah, that must have been torture. When cold nights fell, the guards flushed water onto the cage with the reasons of satisfying tigers first or washing the cage. On hot days they flushed bitten onto prisoners with the explanation of blaming prisoners for them to gain weight. Sometimes they made fire next to the cage. After several days in the cage, the prisoner's entire body was skinned. Some prisoners grew a layer of the skin, then it was burned and skinned again and again. Others couldn't bear heat, icy feelings, hunger, thirst, so they passed right at the cage. So yeah, they died in the cage. Fucking hell. Right, so we've come to another bit here now, where they keep people in here in a little container, loads of them. You right, lads? Come on, get in there. Right, let's read the article about it then. Not very good. Right then. Casto tiger cage, disciplinary room. So this is the disciplinary room from the cages. Unlike barbed wire tiger cage, Casto cage created by Americans, the fuckers, puppets. Administration was much more barbarous to Phu Quoc jail prisoners. It was made by pieces of iron whose four sides were tight, covered with the shape of a small or big container. This cage was designed to suppress prisoners. The cage was tight closed, so no
여기 이제 요
light could
사람들이
come into
뭐냐면은
it.
공산당을
Therefore, the
지지하는
prisoners
사람들이에요.
lacked of breathing air, ate and drank sorrowfully, peed and pooped right at the cage, faced icy feelings at nights and severe heat on the daytime. Being caged several days, the prisoners might not be able to see anything due to dizzy eyes and seriously decreased health spirit. Bloody hell. Don't make me go to... Right, on to the next spot. Right, we've come into another room now, where they're getting tortured or whacked or whatever. Right, so... Historical views, reappearance of prisoners fight against enemies, terrorism. From 1969 to the middle of 1972 in the prison, the enemy processed a campaign of forcing the prisoners to the new activity area very drastically. After several successful sediments, open arms policy, the enemy transferred to use the force, press the prisoners all day and night, and mainly in supervisions of southern prisoners. So yeah, in the Vietnam, this is how they used to get treated. Yeah, people's heads getting whacked in. People crying. Getting beat by the guards. So yeah, they used to just still get battered, put in cages. Madness mush. Right then, so we've come into another section. Historical views. Reappearance of life activities of prisoners in detention room. After the Tet offence in 1968, the fight between our soldiers and the Americans, and their puppets became fiercer and fiercer. In order to be against the psychological warfare plot of the enemy, taking advantage of a rare moments when the enemy did not terrorize the subdivisions, party committee organized for the prisoners to create by themselves means for their study of politics, culture, letters and arts activities, telling a traditional story. The organisation of study, letters and arts activities in the prison was a very difficult and arduous matter. Even they had to incur terrible disabilities and sacrifice, but the movement of study and letters and arts activities still raised strongly, attracting many prisoners to attend, contribute to a reduction of stress. The prisoners felt more optimistic, united, supported each other, contributing to holding sense of purpose and uprightness, belief in revolutionary victory, which created favourable conditions for the secret force to dig tunnel for escaping from prison, defeating the plot of the enemy. This was one of the decisive factors of the victory of the fights in the prison. So yeah, they was digging holes to get out. So yeah, this is like their community little spirit. Smoking, playing the guitar, smoking. He's reading, he's playing something, he's fixing something. So we've got another little room here, just showing you what they're doing. All cut and bruised, just chilling. Cheer up, son. You get out that tunnel. Go on, son, cheer up, man. Right, there's another little bit to read here. Dining rooms. In general, every jail branch had kitchens and dining rooms. In reality, dining rooms in Phu Quoc jail were but serving places for kitchens, activities like gathering vegetables, processing fish and so on. When rice was done, it was spit into oil drums and sent to each room for prisoners. Prisoners were extremely ill-treated. They never ate and drank enough. Certainly they didn't have enough water for washing and bathing. Each person had only 2 small bowls of stale rice along with a few pieces of dried fish and a little cucumber soup in each meal. So they must have been starving, sweating, dying. Solitary confinement was much worse. Every day each person had only 1 mug of water and 1 handful of stale rice with salt, even sometimes without salt. Bloody hell. 1 cup of water and some stale rice with salt. Kitchens, more. Every branch of Phu Quoc jail had kitchens for prisoners, able to feed from 800 to 1,000 prisoners per day. Prisoners were regularly chosen to cook. They were forced to pick firewood in far forests and to dig wells for water using. If wells couldn't be dug, water was transported and poured into the tubs. Major foods were stable, rice and spoiled fish. Kitchens are also good places for cadres and militants to exchange information and to make struggles and jailbreaks. There had been 2 successful jailbreaks. Prisoners sat underneath an oil drum converted by sandbags, mugged oil and a layer of wet garbage were laid on the surface. On the top layer left firewood and smoking charcoal connected to a vent for breathing. Other prisoners would then empty the oil drum. So yeah, this is just another little room. two prisoners successfully managed to escape. This must be the rice. This is how these. So he's cook the big rice. The rice. Cook the stale rice. Go on, son. I'll have a bit. What's going on in this one then? The garden. The garden, the room. More information. Historic scenery retrace the fight of prisoners and bloody repression of the enemy in subdivision B8. All the prison were Vietnamese quic communist prisoners. Communist prisoners are kept. The enemy fired many times to kill the prisoner, typically at the subdivision B8. In the morning of May the 6th, 1972, the enemy gathered all prisoners to the yard to search thoroughly their rooms, look for underground hideouts and escapes, and at the same time they went to surround the subdivision and arrest some prisoners to the prison warden's gate for a good old beating. Under the guidance of the party committee of the subdivision B8, the prisoner opposed drastically. The enemy trains into the detention room to kill and hurt 148 prisoners. This was the most bloody typically slaughter in America, in the American enemy's prison. The best at reading, guys. Bear with me. So yeah, there's Poppy Man's up. They can think they fucking own everything, don't they? So what's this section about then? Burying mans. The enemy used to hobnailed boots to kick the prisoner's body. This is to kick them up with their big boots, whack them with the bats. Yeah, it's all going off around here. And in here, a big room full of them. Sinjao boys, you'll be getting out soon. Oh, up above, look, with all the fag nubs. I gotta watch my head. So yeah, living in these conditions, in this heat, must have been horrible, guys. Come round the corner, you got man getting buried alive. What are these up to? Toilets, it looks like, yeah. This is where the toilets was. So they have a shit in a little hole. He looks like he's cleaning it out. The guard's watching so no one's messing around. And then they go and move the shit. War's mad, innit? Alright, so we've come into another little shack. Right, fucking hell, he's burning his balls there. Look. Burning his balls, kid. Why? He was getting terrored. The enemy fires the prisoner's penis. Fucking hell. What's this one? The enemy grills the prisoners on the table ball fire. So yeah, there was just toasting mans, left, right and centre, burning them up. What's this one? The enemy forces the prisoners to overturn on an iron grill with notches. So he just has to keep going, doing gambles on the fucking, on the fucking metal. Fucking madness. I don't ever want to go to war. Right, what one we got here then? The enemy dips the prisoners between two boards and uses the big pestle to beat on the board surface. So fuck. My man was getting flattened like a sandwich. Look at his fucking foot bending. Torture rooms. And what's this one here? Fuck, this is the one you don't want. The enemy used a hammer to drive nails into the prisoner's knee. Not only the knee, the foot, the shoulders, and the skull. Fucking hell. Man's just getting terrorised up in here. A successful jailbreak happened on January the 20th, 1969. 21 prisoners escaped and returned to resistance bases of Phu Quoc district. This is the first jailbreak tunnel and one of the 7 successful times of tunnel digging. However, only 5 times could our revolutionary patriotic cadres be able to escape from the Phu Quoc jail. So 7 tunnels, but five times they managed to escape. More torture rooms. Tipping hot shit on him. Whacking him. My man's getting electrocuted. The enemy tortures the prisoners by a kind of electric turn. Getting zapped. The enemy uses high voltage lights to expose the prisoner's eyes. Fuck. Man was putting the LEDs on his eyeballs. Fucking hell, what's this one? The enemy pours the soapy water into the prisoner's mouth. Nah, he's only getting a bit of soapy water. That one's still bad, but not as bad. My man, what's happening to my man here? The enemy puts the prisoners into the full water barrel and uses the big pestle to beat very strongly on the barrel edge. So, man's just getting bombed all day. Doing his head in. Need me! Right, what we got here then? It's proper just fucking torturing them, weren't they? The enemy tortures the prisoners by the way of hanging them on the ceiling and beating them in turn. So just hang your man from the ceiling, give him a few kicky wickies, whack him up, send him back to his room. Fucking ruthless, mate. Is this how the Americans used to just treat men? Fucking hell. Content now. This way they must have just been chilling. There's no advice about this stuff in here. So it's a chilling room, I should imagine. That's where they're all just jamming. Oh yeah, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe. I'm new to all this flogging and stuff, so yeah. Right, more information. Prisoners. Phu Quoc jail, built by American puppet government, had nearly 500 stockades to imprison nearly 40,000 revolutionary militants. This is one of those stockades with the area of about 100 metre square, M2, whatever that is, usually imprisoning from 70 to 120 prisoners, sometimes more. At first, the floor was just soil surfaced, then it was tiled by cement due to many jailbreaks. Jail's frame was made by iron roof and the ceiling by corrugated iron, so it was very hot in summer and very cold in the winter. Yeah, I can imagine. At times prisoners had to exchange each other's positions, one lying, another standing, and vice versa. due to many prisoners in a room. Mainly they were made to lie for fear that would escape again. Fucking hell. Tortured man's up, you know. This one here. The enemy beats the prisoners by the big pestle, and they call it as a procedure for entering the prison. Yeah, so they'll get this beating when they enter the prison. Fucking hell, that's a fucking good old welcome, innit? What's this one here? This one here. The enemy uses the wood bars to chisel the prisoner's teeth. Fuck, right, so he gets put there, strapped in, and then yak his teeth out. Bloody hell. The enemy uses wood bars to chisel another prisoner's teeth. So yeah, there's two methods there to chisel your teeth out. What's this one? The enemy beats the prisoners by ray rods. So yeah, he's just getting gashed up there. The enemy uses the hammer and chisel to chisel the prisoner's patella. Oh man, these men ramping the Americans. And what's this one here? Now this one looks like it's getting cooked up. This one looks serious. The enemy put the prisoners into the bag and throw it into the boiling pan. Why, my man was getting boiled and probably served up to the other men. Fuck that. Look at that. Dragon. Madness. Right, now finished the day with a doobie on the beach. Chilling, pucker.